Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and we are about 20 days or so out.
The anticipation is building. XRP Las Vegas 2024 is right around the corner. If you have your ticket, you will be blown away by an amazing weekend with the XRP community, celebrating a new era of finance and a stage filled with great speakers. The world's largest XRP conference at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you don't have a ticket, you better lock it in, because they're almost gone. We absolutely cannot wait to meet all of you, May 3rd and 4th. Get your tickets now and don't miss out.
There you go. It's coming up. Now, check this clip out from Andy Schechtman, who is one of my sponsors. And by the way, before you watch this, I've created a simplified way. If you look in the top of the description of my video, it'll take you straight to Miles Franklin's website. And if you want to sign up for an account, you go up here to the top right, you click sign up, and when you do that, you can enter your information, and the referral code is DAI Gold. That's what you want to put in there for the best pricing. So I ordered one through their website the other day. I ordered some gold through their website the other day. The other thing you want to know is when you first hit their website, go down here and you can see their current specials. So right now they've got specials on 2024 1/10 ounce gold eagles. Actually, I think that's what I ordered the other day. I don't buy a lot of silver, but I know that it's probably, it might even be a better deal than buying gold these days. But gold, for me, I just buy gold. It's much more of a long-term type plan for me, and so that's what I do.
So I guess what I'm simply saying is this. For my entire career, my entire life, the COMEX market has controlled the physical market. The paper market has controlled the physical market because of the leverage and because of the fact that very, 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 very few, less than 1% of all contracts issued stood for delivery. Now, in a world where we see massive industrialization and wealth in the countries that are accumulating it all, like China, like Russia, like Saudi Arabia, like all the countries in the Middle East, like all of the countries in the BRICS that are growing in their wealth and in their middle class and in their industrialization. It's a different world. And they know that gold is remonetizing. They don't care about the relationship between real interest rates and the price of gold. They don't care about the strong dollar. They don't care about any of this stuff. They don't care about these correlations, right? They just want the gold. And they don't care about technical analysis. They want the gold because gold is being remonetized all around the world. What is gold? Oh, that's right. It's the only other tier one asset in the world. Who's been buying it all? Oh, that's right. All of the central banks. And so they don't care about the traditional relationships, if you will, where, well, the dollar's going up and real interest rates are going up, so we should sell gold. No, they don't care because they know in a world where the world reserve currency has been weaponized and you have Janet Yellen going all around the world talking about confiscation of the $380 billion in Forex reserves of the Russians. We're going to confiscate it to fund the Ukrainian effort. Why the hell would anyone trust us?
There's the problem. Now, something that I don't know if people caught, but this was sent to me yesterday. This is the title of this is Ripple unveils $1 trillion ODL corridor. XRP price expected to skyrocket to $3. Ripple's XRP experiences a staggering 2,703% increase in tokens on the Coreum network. Now, this kind of came out of nowhere, and I wanted to go over this because I think we posted it online. I was at the Coreum launch party in Los Angeles. They invited me to go to that. but I haven't ever really talked about it since then. But it says anticipation of supply, and I actually back then I bought some, and it says anticipation of a supply shock and heightened interest in Ripple's XRP hint at a potential price surge to $3. The recent announcements, and I don't know where that comes from, but recent announcement, Ripple's expansion on-demand liquidity has a substantial impact on XRP ecosystem. A report from Ultra Platform highlights this expansion, which correlates with a remarkable increase in XRP token volume, stirring excitement and speculation within the XRP community about its future valuation. This development is part of Ripple's broader strategy to enhance ODL service, which utilizes XRP as a bridge currency for cross-border payments. Currently, over 1.6 million XRP tokens are circulating within the Cosmos ecosystem, facilitated by the XRPL Coreum bridge. This significant increase has positioned Ripple's XRP at the cusp of a notable price shift, fueled by a looming supply shock. That's an interesting little write-up. But I did, just for fun, this morning went on to Uphold and bought a little bit of like $200 worth of Coreum, just for fun. And here's why. Remember when the other day we were covering this, Sologenic was at Paris Blockchain. This is Fabio. This is the guy that I actually know and met. I met him in Las Vegas. I also, he invited me to the Los Angeles opening that I went to. And then all of a sudden, Brad Garlinghouse is over there talking to these guys and having a conversation with them. But that wasn't the first time that I've seen this. I remembered. So I went into Bob Ross. Now, Bob Ross is the CEO. I also have met him in Las Vegas. He's the CEO of Sologenic, and which Sologenic, that Coreum is an offshoot of Sologenic. So anyway, and there's Naveen Gupta and Brad Garlinghouse, and I think this is one of the Sologenic guys too. I just thought those were some interesting things going on. So anyway, now yesterday, last night, in fact, my 11-year-old was very mad at me last night because I wouldn't get off my phone because I was listening to this. And he was like, "Can't you ever do anything except talk about XRP?" I was getting that last night. So, but I was able, it was James O'Keefe and Stephen Narioff had actually hooked this up. They were trying to get me to come on as a speaker, and I didn't do it at first. But later in the conversation, I came up. And because they were talking about several things. One is a behind-the-scenes video that I'm going to go over in DAIXRP.com. But then they were talking about Ethgate, and Stephen Narioff talked, and also Tristan Levitt from the Empower organization. I'll play that in a second. But this right here is a clip of, he goes by Aussie, and he tried to tee me up. When I went up, they finally called me up, but and I'm talking about right when they called me up, my phone started glitching, and I don't know if it was just because they opened it up for speakers and the system was overloading or what, but I'll tell you this, my phone did not glitch for however long they did. I was in there the whole time listening. It was over an hour. My phone never glitched until they tried to bring me up to speak, and I didn't even hear them tell me it was my turn if they did. But here is the Aussie guy going in and telling them about why they need to talk to us.
Okay.
What do you have to say? You got 30 seconds.
All right. Well, I was just going to. I saw that you nearly had Digital Asset Investor up, and he was one of the YouTubers I spoke about the other day. Best to get him up rather than me, but I think he was actually pointing to the fact that actually on this show, Marielle Naval's show, about 6 months ago, the general of the XRP army, John Deaton himself, who's currently running the Senate against Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts, taking on Gary Gensler's boss herself. He was on this show and he was talking about a VC firm that's quite heavily involved in the Ethgate scandal, and he was actually sort of cut off mid-sentence, and then about 20 seconds later the space resumed, and it's a totally different topic. So can we just check in and see what happened on that, please?
All right, we'll check in with that.
All right, so then they went to, this is a great clip right here. And by the way, before I play it, I want to show you this. Tristan Levitt, look, this thing is quite possibly wouldn't even still be alive if it wasn't for Tristan Levitt and the Empower organization, because those guys, they're a nonprofit watchdog group. And I went up to DC and actually went to a dinner they had where I got to meet Senator Chuck Grassley. I've put the pictures out there. But I wanted to make everybody aware, these guys are fighting the good fight. And it doesn't matter who the bad guys are. These guys are fighting for transparency and honesty in our government. You can go to defend whistleblowers, and that's where you can contribute to empower these guys to stay alive and to help fight the good fight. They're nonprofit, so you got to go help them out. This is Tristan. Listen to this. It's awesome.
So we do, Empower is all about transparency. We represent the IRS whistleblowers in the Hunter Biden case and various other FBI officials or whistleblowers. But usually when you have a conflict of interest like this, there's just the possibility that someone could be benefiting from it financially. What's different about this case is it's abundantly clear that they benefited financially. So it's not just that they were helping their friends. It's not just the kind of crony capitalism you see in a lot of instances. They absolutely had a financial stake in benefiting Ethereum. And so for the SEC's ethics officials to specifically tell Hinman that you cannot meet with officials from your old law firm, you cannot comment on crypto matters because it would be a criminal conflict of interest for you, that I think is incredibly damning, because we have uncovered the emails that show that he did meet with people from his law firm and he worked with them to develop the speech in which he said Ethereum wasn't a security. So, you know, again, I'm not a crypto holder or investor or anything else, right? My background was in Justice Department investigations when I was a congressional investigator, but anyone can see here, he was specifically told not to do this, but they made these decisions that hurt, you know, all the many thousands of XRP investors, because as he was going out the door, they sued Ripple, right? And that impact of that was only to benefit Bill Hinman himself, who went back to his old law firm after he left the SEC. So I think that evidence really makes clear that SEC has just been used by these individuals to enrich themselves and their friends at the cost of American taxpayers.
Have you seen any evidence that Gary Gensler is involved in this in any way, or is it just Bill Hinman?
I haven't seen anything about Gary Gensler. I mean, he's there. Obviously, people are very unhappy with a lot of his decisions. You know, I think part of the difficulty here,
Excuse me.
I mean, they're obviously going after crypto more fulsomely, right? So it would seem that he does not have any financial interest in crypto, given everything that they're doing. But, you know, that you kind of fall back on the typical SEC world, where big banks are usually who, you know, are backing the typical SEC figures. And in those instances, the things that the SEC does benefit those big banks to the, you know, detriment of crypto often.
Would it be helpful to your case if OMG undercover people got hidden camera stuff into these SEC officials and spoke to the motivations of why they're doing this?
Hard for me to say, James. I mean, again, I think at this point it's mostly an issue of the past to some extent. So it's really kind of a paper trail. You know, Bill Hinman, certainly people are very curious what he would have to say for himself, no doubt. You know, because again, decisions that he made while at the SEC, he continues to benefit from. He's on boards and other things like that. But I think the current officials at the SEC, you know, we're just trying to get them to hand over the documents that really describe what happened in the past.
You're trying to get them to hand over documents that implicate themselves. That's pretty difficult, isn't it?
Well, it's a fair question, but generally it's not clear that it implicates the folks that are there. It's not clear that it's a staff issue so much as these high-level political officials who have since left the agency, right? So Bill Hinman's no longer at the SEC. Jay Clayton's no longer at the SEC. They really were the ones who, because your average SEC official, it looks like, you know, they pursued a course, but they didn't have the same financial interests in these that Clayton and Hinman did.
Well, thank you very much, Tristan.
Okay. So they're starting to get there now. To me, there's two other things. There's actually a bombshell of bombshells in this thing. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to hold the real bombshell out for the group, and then I'm going to hold this. I'm going to go over this Alan Dershowitz. This guy is one of Stephen Narioff's attorney advisors in this thing, is my understanding. I'm going to go over this. And I'm going to go over the real bombshell from this thing in DAIXRP.com. And by the way, All the links to XRP Las Vegas are in the description. If you want a discount, I've got 2 different discounts for things at XRP Las Vegas in the group. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that here we go.